Welcome in, everybody. I'm making a mitten just like this one tonight. I'm chaining 41 to start. There's 41 chains, hopefully I counted right. So row 1, this is the pattern by Jen, Jenns, and she's on the other platform, TT. And I mentioned her before, she's a great teacher. So she does the beanie hats and then the mittens as well. Real simple pattern, fun, and it only takes you a few hours here to do one of these. Less if you're staying with it and no breaks. But nice and soft and warm. So start with 41 chains and then row 1, beginning in the second chain from the hook, do 15 single crochets. So you don't go into this one, you go into the next one here. The second one from the chain, doing a single crochet. There's one. The first few rows, like any pattern that you do, it's a little awkward trying to hold, your work and the yarn and your hook and everything. So just stick with it. Once you do a few rows, then it gets easier. And it's pretty repetitive. So single crochet. There's 2. There's 3. Oh, thank you. Thank you. There's these other ones that I did. This is called Easter, the color. And it matches the beanie hats that I made before. I'll show you. I added a little color. But these are the ones that, the pattern I got from Jen S. Oh, good. Oh, thank you. Good. I love these too. They're so comfy. I added a pre-bought pom-pom. I didn't make those, obviously. But anyway, yeah, it's a fun, easy pattern. You can do this, and she's on, I don't know if I can say it, but TT, and she's excellent teacher. So we did chain 41, and then row 1, beginning in the second chain from the hook, single crochet in 15 stitches. So I did 1, 2, 3. 4. 5. And 6. It's easier for me to count sometimes so I can keep it straight. 7. 8. 10. 11. 12. 13. 14. And 15. And And then I usually just double check. Oh, thank you, Isabella. Thank you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 14, 15. Okay. So 15 single crochets, then you go to 22 half double crochets. So chain 41, do 15 single crochets, starting in the second chain from the hook, and then half double crochets for the next 22 stitches. Yarn over, pull through two, pull through two. Oh, no, oh, it's a double crochet. Half double, half double. Pull through all three. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11. Hello. 12, 13, 14. I'm making a mitten. If you guys missed it or just joining. 15. Just like this one. 16. 17. 18. 19. 20. 21. 22 half double crochets, and then you're left with the last 3 stitches. You're going to slip stitch into the last 3. Okay. Oh, hi. You're trying to do this too? Okay. You chain 41 to start, and then row 1, beginning in the second chain from the hook, single crochet into 15 stitches, and then half double crochet in the next 22 stitches. And you can tell the difference here. This part is going to be the cuff right here. And this will be the mitten, the main part of the mitten. So 41, we're on our row 1 now. Single crocheted 15, half double crocheted 22. Now we're going to slip stitch the last 3. This will be the top of the mitten. It'll be 40 stitches in total. We started with 41, but then we end up with 40 because we did a second chain from the hook on the other end. So we're slip stitching the last 3. There's 1. 2. 3. And then we're going to chain 1. And Jen says, in order not to twist, like, I don't know if she does it on this end or the other end, but I do it on both. Just so there's not an extra bump there. I remove my hook, but it's not a big deal. If you do turn your work like this, it's okay. You can do that. Try to keep that loop straight. And then I put the hook back in there. And then so for row 2, so going forward, we're doing back loop only on this pattern, which means if you're a new crocheter and you don't know, there's 2 loops here. You see the V all the way down on these stitches. There's a front loop and there's a back loop. And we go into the back loop from here on out. And that's what makes the ridges. So row 2, you're going to slip stitch. We're going to do the slip stitching in the first 3 stitches. We're not going to go into here where our loop is coming out, if you can see that. We're going to go into the next one. When they say second chain from the hook, that's what that means. Second chain there. You don't want to go in where the hook is. You go into the next one. Sometimes they're a little tight there to get your hook in there. But we're going to slip stitch. There's one. Oops. Get in there. There's 2. And there's 3. And then half double crochet into the next 22. So we came up with 22 half double crochets, and we're going to do 22 back down toward the cuff. And then we'll end with slip stitching the last 15. Oh, yay. Thanks, Charlotte. Thank you. It's hit or miss. I live in the country, and with the wind and everything, you never know. So I'm glad, and I apologize if it cuts out tonight or anything funky here over the weekend. We're getting that snowstorm coming. There's 2, 3. You guys might get ice, right? I think I saw that. Hopefully you're safe and you don't have to go anywhere. There's 5. Yeah, I know. That's what I was wondering if you guys were getting ice. Yeah, we're gonna get several inches of snow. Could be 15 or more, who knows, but yet I'm supposed to work Sunday night. I don't know how I'm gonna get there. Oh, that's good. He's off 7 days. Oh, good. I'm glad you're prepared. Boy, the stores, my husband was saying, it was crazy out there. People were buying up things left and right, and it was busy. Hopefully nobody has to go anywhere. And it's the weekend, so that helps with travel. I'm supposed to work, but I don't know. I live way in the country. I don't know if I'll be able to get out. We'll see. Years ago, I remember we had a bad snowstorm, and security was going to drive a half an hour to get me from to take me to the hospital to work. They ended up changing their mind. They didn't want to drive all the way, but 2, 3. They expect you to be there. When nobody else is on the road, they expect you to make it in, which is understandable, 2, 4, 6, 10, 12, 14. I'm doing 22 half doubles. 15. 18, 19, 20, 22. And then the last 15, we're going to slip stitch. Then we'll chain 1 and turn. And this is row 2. There's 1. So Charlotte, are you crocheting anything? Are you working on any projects, or anybody working on anything? What do you do if you get stuck at the hospital? Do you just sleep in one of the patient beds? We had a bad ice storm when I worked in a big hospital, and I had to work the next day, so they put us up in patient rooms that were empty on a different floor. I've only had to do that probably, let's see, maybe twice in 36 years. That's not too bad. Usually I can make it home, or it might take me, I've driven home. It took me 3.5 hours one time in the bad weather to get home. It was treacherous. People were in the ditches. I mean, it was, I was younger, and, I wasn't as scared as I am nowadays, Maybe young and dumber. I don't know. As we get older, we get a little wiser. I'm just going to count just to make sure here. 15, okay. And then this is row 2. I'm going to chain 1 and turn. And I'm going to go back into the loop this way. So going up toward the mitten, we're going to go back and we're going to repeat the rows 1 and 2 until we have 20 rows total. Ending last row as row 2 at the cuff. So at your 20th row, you should be down here at your cuff. And then we'll go back up and add a thumb after row 20. So, you guys working on anything tonight? Is anybody working on anything different or fun or interesting? We're going to go back up, beginning in the second back loop from the hook. So right there, we're gonna chain, or we're gonna single crochet for the next 15 stitches. And I'm working on this mitten right here. You guys are new. I made other mittens here to match my beanie hats that I made. This is called Easter color. But I've only made a few of these, and the pattern from Jen. So they turn out pretty decent. I still have to look at the pattern to remember how to do the thumb and everything. But it goes pretty quick. You stick with it. So there's 1, 2, Two, 14, and 15. So you do single crochets as you're going up the mitten to the main body of the mitten. You do single crochets going up, and then when you're coming back after your half double crochets, you do slip stitches, and then going back up, you do single crochets here, and then half double crochets, half double, and slip stitches. And that makes the ridges here what it looks like, and it's stretchy, as you can see. So this is how it fits. It's pretty good. It goes up your wrist pretty far. Comfortable. Get a little bit of room. Here's the end of my fingers right here. So you get a little, you could pull it up farther if you wanted, or cuff it. It's definitely roomy, but comfortable. And it can fit either hand. Just turn it around like that. So as you're going up the mountain, yeah, once you're going up the mitten, you do single crochets up this way. So I am going to do half double crochets next into the next 22 stitches. And it's repetitive, so it's nice repeating back and forth rows. Half double crochets. There's 2, there's 3, 5. Once you get a few rows down, then it's easier. It's not as difficult to hold your work and everything. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, And then you see the last 3, we're going to slip stitch those. These are a little tighter. Let me make sure I might count that just to make sure. Okay, I went one more. I thought it didn't look right. It's like, wait a minute. So those, this one, the back loop, that one, and that one. There we go. That looks better. Okay, and then you chain 1 and turn your work. Then those slip stitches, you're going to repeat the slip stitches, the first 3, and then you're going to go back to your half double crochets, 22. So slip stitch, second chain from the hook, just like that. 1, 2, 3, and then your half doubles. 2, 3, 4, 5. I have to count out loud. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22. Okay. Then we're going to do 15 slip stitches. This is the cuff end. Hi, Carrie. Welcome in. This is the cuff end, just like here. So as we're going down from the mitten part, we're going to do slip stitches on the way back. On the way up, we do single crochets. A mitten, just like this one. Slip stitch one. I wish I could play music on here, but I get dinged when I do that. 3. Copyright. I don't know how to not get copyrighted. 5. 6. 7. 8. 10. Oh, yeah. Your scarf and my mittens would go well together. Definitely. Are you going to get bad weather in your area? We could get up to a couple feet in some areas here. 12, 13, 14, 15. Now we're going back up toward the mitten. So we always single crochet, going back up before our half double crochets. You're supposed 9 to 12. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Same in this area, and surrounding areas will be, could be up, to 18 or more. It's crazy, isn't it? I hope you're off. I hope you don't have to go to work or school or anything. I think a lot of things are closed anyway, but. So we're gonna do single crochet back up, second chain from the hook in the back loop only. So we don't go down in here, we go in the next one, back loop. We're going to do single crochet for 15 of them. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sometimes going back up, it's a little bit more difficult to get in those chains because they're slip stitched on the other side, so they're a little tighter. So sometimes you can just stretch it out or use a smaller hook to pull it up if you need to. Oh, good. Oh, my granddaughter's homeschooled. That's awesome. Yeah, you don't need to leave at all. You can play outside in the snow all weekend, huh? There's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I did these mittens because I'm going to do a beanie hat. I made mittens to match this beanie hat here. So I thought I would do a gray beanie and gray mittens, but I'm doing the mittens first. So that's that. My little granddaughter put this little hat on I made. Snoopy, we have a little Snoopy doll that sings. It's a Christmas Snoopy. And he has a hat and she wanted to be just like him today. So she put this on, and she's just a little thing. So looks so cute. Oh, thank you. Thank you. And then I do have a gray, red, and white one beanie. I could match those up, or make a plain gray beanie hat. And this is a simple pattern too. This is similar. It's just a straight up half doubles. I think we have 3 slip stitches in the top there. But yeah, it's real simple. Jen S's pattern as well. She's awesome. Great teacher. This is her pattern I'm looking on. Printed it if you guys want to look, or screenshot it or anything. That's Jen S. And then this is next page. Sewing it up. I think that was the main, yeah, those are the main ones. The main patterns there. I always have to look until I get the hang of something. Even the waffle stitch that I do a lot, I still have to kind of look, especially if I'm doing another project. I have to sort of relearn a little bit, look at the pattern again. Okay, so I'm doing single crochets back up toward the mitten. So I count 2, 4, 6, 8. I did 10. And I'm gonna do 5 more. There's 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you go back to your half double crochets. The whole base of the mitten is all half double crochets. That's what I like about this pattern. It's very simple. The cuff is a little bit different, but the base up here is all half double crochets. I do when I'm off, Carrie. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm on here when I don't have to work at the hospital. I'm a nurse, and I work a lot at the hospital, so I'm not always on here lately every day like I used to be, but I try to get on here when I'm off, or I'll post different things. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I made a couple unicorn cakes for 2 little girls' birthdays tomorrow, and I posted those. I also do custom cakes and cupcakes, so I do that on the side. I have all kinds of content on there, just fun and different things. A stitch watermelon that I carved out. 12, 13. I like to learn new things, so you'll find all kinds of things on my channel, canning and decorating. Anything that's different or fun, I like to share with you guys. This is a great way to relax, crocheting. So if you have a busy life or hectic, stressed, you can always crochet to relax and forget about the world for a minute. 1, 2, 3, and the last 3 stitches are just slip stitches. Oh, good. Well, you're in the right place. We like to learn new things here. You guys teach me as much as I teach you. Somebody asked me last summer if I did amigurumi crocheted pets, and I never did. I didn't really know what amigurumi was, but I thought it was a challenge, so I learned how to do. I've only done like a full bunny rabbit. I've only done one, but I have little boxes that I bought, I think at Hobby Lobby, to do a few other ones. Stitch was one of them, because we like Stitch. And I have not had a chance to open those up. Actually, I should do that. I should do that on live. 2, 3. So we're going to do 3 slip stitches, back down, and this will be the top part of your head, or top part of your head. I've made some beanies. Top part of the glove, the mitten, where it'll come together. And then this is the mitten part, and then the cuff, the bottom. And so this is your half double crochets. We're going to go back down with 22 half double crochets. And 2, 3, 4, 5, back loop only, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 16, 17, 18, 20, 22. But the things that I have been crocheting for about 7 or 8 years now. Oh, that's great. Well, you could teach me a thing or two. Those are so cute. Do you have a favorite that you like to crochet? I'd like to teach my little granddaughter. She's 5. She's a lefty. I don't know how to do that. Anybody have advice? Let me know. And then we're going to slip stitch the last 15 here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, Oh, hello. How are you? We're making mittens tonight. In honor of the snowstorm coming, we're making mittens. So everybody can make them and go outside and play. It may not keep you warm for hours, but it will for a little bit. I've made a few of them now. They're a lot of work sometimes. But, oh, that's neat. That was my first little plushie was a bunny. Oh, I bet they're really cute. Some of them I've seen are just adorable. Different colors, browns, pinks, white, black ones. They're just adorable. And then those button little eyes that you can put on them. I think I crocheted the eyes with yarn. So you chain one and you're going to turn your work. Now it looks like on this cuff, I thought I was messing it up when I first started making these. And it's just, you just kind of have to stretch it out because it is right, but it looks uneven. And it bothered me because I thought I was messing it up, but it's actually fine. As long as you have 15 there, you're okay. But it's going to look funky when you do this. So then we're going to go back up toward the mitten part, doing 15 single crochets. Gonna go second chain from the hook to here, doing a single crochet. And these are going to be a little bit tighter. Excuse me. They're going to be a little bit tighter going back up because of the slip stitch on the other side. There's 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. 11. 13. 14. 15. I'm just going to double check and count, make sure. See how that looks angled like that? And you think you're not doing it right? But you are. As long as you count and you're correct on that, you're counting. 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 15. Okay. And then you'll be able to shape it when you're finished. You just stretch those out a little bit. You'll be okay. But when you're finished, it's angled and you're like, oh, no, I didn't do that right. But it turns out fine. See? And then you go back up the mitten part with 22 half double crochets. Aw, thank you, Carrie. So sweet. There's 5, there's 6, What grade are you in, if you don't mind my asking? My little granddaughter's homeschooled. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. I think I got one more. Let me just count though to make sure. 6, 8, 12, 14, 15, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22. Okay. And now we do our last 3 slip stitches. Oh, you're in 10th. Awesome. Have you always been homeschooled, and do you like it? Is there anything you miss about regular school? The reason I ask is my daughter was thinking about putting her daughter in regular school next year. So I wasn't, and she's not sure. Then you chain 1 and turn your work. And then we're going to go back down the mitten, do the 3 slip stitches, 22 half double crochets, and then your 15, it's going to be slip stitches going down, single crochets going up, and slip stitches going down the cuff. And that looks like I don't know if I slip stitched that or not. When I get to talking, sometimes that happens. But that looks funky to me right there. Looks like I probably slip stitched that instead of doing a single crochet. Do you see? So when in doubt, take it out. So it's not a big deal. Crochet is very forgiving. They call it frogging, and you just go back to where you think you messed up. And I'm okay with that. It's not a big deal. It's just crochet, right? It's not a big deal. Try not to get worked up or crochet. We'll fix it. 2. You love being homeschooled. Been homeschooled for about 9 years. Oh, okay. I'm glad you like it. Oh, good. That bullying thing. I'm so sorry you had to go through that. A lot of kids go through that, don't they? Oh, I'm glad you're happy. Yes. Oh, perfect. The same way with her. She's got a lot of friends that are homeschool groups, and church friends. So she's very happy too. I'm glad you are too. Kids can be so mean. Even when I was young in the 70s, I had a bully that would chase me home every day. Her name was Dottie, and she would chase me home from school every day when I was a little kid, and I would just run into my house, and she was just so, now I think back, and they had a hard life, her and her brother, and she was just a mean girl, but usually those kids, they have a rough upbringing. Now I understand that being an older person, but when you're a kid, you know, you don't understand. You think everybody, you know, should be kind and the way you're brought up, but not everybody's taught that. And we have to protect our kids at all costs from that bullying situation, whether it means homeschooling or, you know, whatever. 6, 8, 14. My son was bullied. Well, all my kids were bullied at one point or another. And you feel so helpless when you're a parent. You do what you can, you know, to protect them. And when they're away from you, you know, there's only so much you can do. But you do what you can to get them out of that situation. And if it means pulling them out of school, then you pull them out of school. Now going back up here, once you get going on this, you can kind of see, just like on the waffle stitch that I do, you can kind of tell where you're going in the half double crochets that you're going up. You can kind of tell the difference now in the cuff versus the mitten part. As you can see, at the beginning, I have to count out loud. And at this point, I can kind of tell what stitch I need to do. And the last 3 are pretty evident. And sometimes if they're not, I go ahead and count again just to make sure. You feel like most people get bullied anymore. It's sad, especially because I know. It breaks my heart to hear that. Oh, I'm sorry, I missed a comment. I am making a mitten to match this one. Mitten. Yeah, a lot of kids can't defend themselves, and I'm so glad that homeschooling is an option for a lot of kids. You know, nobody should be picked on or bullied. True bullying, you know, nobody should be. You're trying to learn. It's hard enough for kids. Yeah, exactly. Mitten, my little mitten, and the pattern is by a lady named Jen S. on another platform. TT is where I got it, and I watch her. She does beanie hats and these mittens. She's really good. This is the other part of that. And then this is the sewing up of it. I don't know if anybody wants to see that, but I know it helps me. I sometimes screenshot things so I can work on them later. Yeah. Let me count here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 15. Okay. We're going to slip stitch the last 3, and then we'll begin with slip stitching on the other side, half doubles. We're matching this side with coming back down. It's a real simple pattern. And if you stick with it, you're done in a couple of hours with the whole thing. Or it could be less than that, actually, if you're just working on it only, not doing anything else. So we're doing 3 slip stitches back down. And then your 22 half double crochets. 2, 3, 6, 7, 12, 13, 19, 20, 21, 22. And then we're going to do our 15 slip stitches. These you can make a little bit on the loose side if you can, so you can get in them easier when you're on the other side. So we chain 1 and turn our work. So as you can see, it's coming together. This is the mitten part, and this is the cuff. Oops, sorry about that. So when you go back up toward the mitten part, you're going to do single crochets, 15, and then your 22 half doubles again. What do I? Yeah, I make blankets. I make scarves. I made baby blankets. I made this is a waffle blanket that I made for my granddaughter when she's here. And baby blankets and scarves and hats, and now these mittens. Afghans. I made an NFL blanket for a Christmas gift. The husband likes Green Bay and the wife likes Cincinnati Bengals. So I combined the two in a blanket, and I made their little girl a beanie hat with both NFL teams on them, crocheted them. And just something different, some fun things, like that. Anything that's fun and relaxing, I like to do. I like to learn, so the amigurumi is something that I learned how to do. I'm not as experienced as you are, Carrie, definitely. You could teach me some things. But it was fun. It was fun doing them. And I have those little pre-made box sets that you can get at Hobby Lobby. A few of those to work on. I need to do that. I was going to do that with my granddaughter. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I want to get her into crocheting, but she's a lefty, so I gotta figure out somebody that's a lefty can help me teach her. I don't know how. Do I just teach her the right-handed way? I mean, I don't think that's fair. Make sure that's right. All the waffle blankets for a baby shower, but other than that, I haven't made one yet. Oh, cool. You mean you want to make the waffle blanket? If that's what you mean. I have several tutorials and lives that I've done making this. I've made pink ones and different colors, but they're so fun. And it's really a double crochet. I mean, it's just placed differently on each side, but you can do this if this is what you were talking about. This yarn is so velvety soft anyway, but it makes it for a cool look, doesn't it? That's why I really like the waffle stitch. I want to try a star stitch and a jasmine stitch. Those look pretty interesting. Six, 8, 12, 14, 15. So we're going to do 22 half double crochets. Back up. 2. Could try to teach her here. Oh. Oh, I never thought about that. That's a great idea. I'll try that. Thank you for that. Yeah, that might be a way to teach her. Yeah, that's a great idea. Thank you. Yeah, I'll try that. I had a friend growing up that was a left-handed, and my mom taught us both how to crochet, and she actually crochets to this day, and we're our late 50s. She crochets right-handed, so obviously everything else left-handed, but she learned how to do it right-handed, and she's tried to do it left-handed, and she can't. Isn't that funny? All these years. We were just little girls too when she and I started crocheting. Sometimes you can't see that last little stitch that's kind of hidden under that little bump there. You just have to pull the bump back to see your little V. There's 1, 2, and 3. Those 3 you'll slip stitch. So your half double will be here, the last one, and then your slip stitches. I bought the yarn for a Navajo blanket. A Navajo is a real pretty, it's like a, I don't know if you're familiar with it at all, but you could look it up. It's really pretty, and unique look to it. It's more like, it reminds you of like desert Arizona kind of style out west. But my mom made me a couple when she was living and I was young, a teenager. She made my first one, and then when I got my own place, my own house, she made me another one. But I still have them on my bed, and it reminds me of her and everything. After all these years, I still have them, you know. And anyway, I got the pattern from a lady that was doing a Navajo blanket. And I was talking about it in my lives, how I'd like to do one. And she popped up, and I was so tickled to see her do that. So anyway, I bought yarn the other day so I could start one of those blankets. I'll have to show you the colors that I got. See what you think. See if I can reach it from here without bumping the camera too much. If I can reach. Oops. So they're gonna be the colors for the Navajo blanket. Just kind of reminds me of the desert and the turquoise. Just will make it pop. So I'm really excited to start that. I haven't seen that anybody do the Navajo since my mom, and that was many years ago. Oh, thank you. Yes, I know. I could be in those craft stores for so long, just looking at all the colors and the yarn and thinking about the next project that I want to do. I get lost in crochet. I don't know about you, Carrie, but like you could just do your little projects and time passes and you're like, oh my gosh, 2 hours have gone by. But it's so fun. I know. I know. It's easy to do, isn't it? In the summertime, I was going outside, sitting on the porch swing, crocheting for hours, and it would get dark, and I'd be on live. The birds would be singing, and then pretty soon they're going to bed. All the little animals that were out are, in bed, and it's dark, and then you start hearing the nighttime animals. You'd start hearing the owls and the coyotes. Yeah. So time definitely passes when you're crocheting and you like what you're doing. Ten, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 21. Got one more to do. Half double crochet. There's 21 after 3 slip stitches, and then as you're going down to the cuff, you do 15 slip stitches for your cuff. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 15, chain 1, turn. And then we're going back up toward the mitten. So we're going to do single crochets going back up. You see the ridges coming together, and it's stretchy. And then this always threw me off because it looks like maybe I haven't added enough stitches on there. See how it's angled a little bit, and that's okay. That'll work out at the end. As long as you stay with your counts, you'll be fine. And you can just stretch that to straighten. Oh, thank you. It comes together pretty quick, doesn't it? Doesn't take too long. And then we need, let's see, like 20 rows, I think it is. Yeah, 20 rows total until we add our thumb. So we don't count the beginning chain. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, basically almost 10 here. So we need 10 more, and then we can start our thumb. And your thumb is a chain of 11 when we get to that point. I hope I have enough yarn here for this. I have that much left. So single crochets, second chain from the hook, not this one, but this one. Second, back loop only. We're doing a single crochet. Do 15 of those. 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Helps to give yourself a little slack on these. 8, 9, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Our granny square yarn. Oh my goodness. Oh, I bet that's gonna be so pretty. Um, do you post on your YouTube page? I would love to see it, or you could just post it here in the community tab if you don't post it on yours. I would love to see it when it's finished. I bet it's going to be beautiful. Okay, I would love to see it. If you can, if you don't want to, that's okay too. Or even do a little picture and just send it over on the community. 2, 3, 4. Got 3 stitches left, so we're going to do 3 slip stitches. Chain 1 and turn your work. Sorry about that. And then you're going to do, again, 3 slip stitches, going back down the mitten, second chain from the hook, 3, and then you're going to do 22 half double crochets and 15 slip stitches. We're making this mitten here. And we need 20 rows before we can start on our thumb. That's 1, 4, 5. I have had my granddaughters last night overnight, and my oldest, she they didn't want to leave, and she was crying, and oh, it was heartbreaking. I love to have them here. It's wonderful when you have little kids, you know. They do wear me out a little bit, but I don't mind. I love their energy and how happy they are all the time. Kids are great. But she cried. She didn't want to leave. She wanted to stay. Told her mom she wanted to move in. Well, oh, she cracked me up. It's just funny. The funny thing is, her mom was the same way with my mom. She was so close with her grandma, and I see the same thing. But yeah, we had the best time. I helped her make a chocolate chip cookie cake for her mom, and she got to decorate it all. I just kind of guided her a little bit, but I had her mix everything and told her how to read a recipe, all the fun grandma things, you know. 6, 18, 21. Yeah, I love being a grandma. It's the best. Oh, yeah. They make my day. It must be really getting cold out there. The furnace has been running nonstop. Okay, let's check to make sure I have 15, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, maybe I missed one. Count again. 2, 4, 6, 10, 20, 22. Okay, I do have 15. All right. Then you chain 1 and turn. And we're going back up toward the mitten. So we do single crochets, 15 single crochets going up toward the mitten. And then you do 22 half double crochets and 3 slip stitches at the top. I keep repeating because new people come in, some people leave, and some new people come in, so I want to make sure I let everybody know. I'm just making this mitten here. So you go into the second chain from the hook with your single crochets. 3, 6, 11, 12, 13, there's 15. Start your half double crochets. Peggy, excuse me, Peggy, who's commented on my mitten videos, you're interested. I hope you get to see this. Hope you get to see my live or come back and watch it later. I appreciate all your positive comments and your nice comments that you leave me. I really appreciate them. I had somebody leave a not so nice message today on one of my videos. It didn't have sound on it, so that's okay. I'll take it with the territory. Mostly it's positive people in here, mostly kind, positive people, so I want it to be a safe place for everyone to come and crochet and relax, not think about too much of anything. Get all your worries off your mind. What did I do? Did I forget to? I did. Okay, good. Slip stitch. One, 2, 3. Then back to your half double crochets. See this, what I was talking about? This pattern's so basic and pretty simple. You guys can do this. New beginners. It's like a new beginner pattern. I feel like it's for everyone. If you've been crocheting a while or you're new. It's repetitive and fairly easy if you got your half double crochets and slipped stitches down. Once it comes to sewing them together, she gives great instruction on how to do that. Okay, I'm going to count now. Just make sure. 2, 3, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 21. Got one more. 22. Got a knot here. Gotta work that out. Okay. Now we're going to do 15 slip stitches. Go down through the back loop only, yarn over, you pull through both loops. That's a slip stitch. Twenty, 22, 6, 8, 15. I feel like I miscounted on that. Okay, now we're up to 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 rows. My goal is 20, so I can begin my thumb. Okay, second from the hook, second chain from the hook, right there. This is where the yarn comes through in this first one. We're going to do single crochets back up toward the mitten. We're going to do 15. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14, 15. then 22 half double crochets. Fourteen, 16. I tried playing music in here before. Um, they sent a copyright. I don't know if there's a way. I know on the other platform you can play music. So if anybody has any tips on how I could play music without getting a copyright, let me know. Three slip stitches on the end. And then chain one. Turn your work. This is what the mitten looks like so far. Okay, slip stitches, three slip stitches, three, then your 22 half double crochets, nine, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22. Okay. And then back down toward the cuff, you're going to do 15 slip stitches. If you can keep them a little bit on the loose side, it's better. So it's not so difficult to do your single crochets on the other side coming back up. You don't want to make them too loose, but just maybe a little. Just a little on the loose side. When you chain one, oops, sorry about that, and turn your work. Let's see how many rows we're at. 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. 14, 16, we're on 16. 4 more, and then we'll start our thumb. Okay, we're gonna go back up toward the mitten, doing single crochets. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 15. Hi, welcome in. Thanks for being here, you guys. And then you do your 22 half double crochets back up toward the mitten. So single crochets, 15 single crochets, and 22 half double crochets up toward the mitten, going to the top. And then you do 3 slip stitches, chain 1 and turn your work, 3 slip stitches coming back down, 22 half double crochets, and 15 slip stitches in the cuff. Do that for 20 rows, and then chain, I think it's 11. You'll do your thumb on that row coming back up. And I'll go through that as soon as we get there. I have to read her pattern, figure out how many I go up the cuff to get to the thumb, where we start the thumb. Okay, let me count these just to make sure. Okay. And then 1, 2, 3 slip stitches there. Okay, chain 1 and turn. We're getting there. Get 2 more rows. We'll be at 20. Get 3 slip stitches here. And then 22 half double crochets going down toward the cuff. 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. Oops. Try that again. 8. Oh, did I do that? 8, 9, 10, 13, 14, 15. Okay. And now we're going to do 15 slip stitches. And the last one, 15, and chain 1, turn your work. We're going to go back up toward the mitten. So we're going to do single crochets, 15 single crochets, and then 22 half double crochets again, 3 slip stitches. Second loop from the chain. 1, 2, 3, 14, 15. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Now I know why my mom always went to sleep crocheting. It's the most relaxing thing, especially when you're doing redundant stitches. Same thing over and over. So calming and relaxing. Let's see how many I have now. I think I have one more row, maybe. 18, 20. Yeah. So I'm working on my 20th row. And then when I get to the cuff end, you always end with a cuff end when you're on your 20th. So I usually count those ridges. But when you finish here at your cuff end, and then you're going to be ready to add your thumb on. And you see how that's kind of angled? It always threw me off, like I thought I was messing it up. I don't know if you can see that really good, but hello. Hi, Julia Kinsley. Hello. I'm making a mitten here. Welcome in. Try not to fall asleep. That's what we're doing tonight. I thought it was very fitting for the weather coming. Okay, so we're going to go back down. And this is our last row before our thumb is put on. So you do 3 slip stitches. And then we're going to do 22 half double crochets. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 19, 20, 21, 22, and then the last 15 here, I'm going to do a slip stitch, back loop only. Okay, let's make sure we got 20 rows here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. You don't count your beginning chain. So, okay, now I'm going to refer to my directions, my pattern. In the current row that we're working on, count down from the top. Mark the 19th stitch with a stitch marker. 19th stitch. Grab a couple stitch markers. I'm just using these little plastic stitch markers. Sometimes they do catch, so I don't know if I would recommend these if they had something that doesn't catch so much, but these will do for now. So count, this is the top of the mitten. So we're going to count 19 down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, 19. Gonna mark that. So as she said, 19 stitch down, leaving the remaining 21 stitches to work on from the cuff end up. Okay. And we'll need this other stitch marker here in a minute. Okay. This is what I'm working on next. Okay. Beginning the formation of a thumb, single crochet in the first 15, up the cuff toward your stitch marker. Did I chain one? I don't remember if I did. Let's see. I don't think I did. Okay. Chain one and turn my work. Okay, single crochet to the first 15, like we do. One, two, three, 4, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay. Single crochet in the first 15 up the cuff towards your stitch marker, and then do half double crochets into the next 6. Two, 4, 6, 8, 10, 15, 2, 4, 6. Okay. And then chain 11, independent from the mitten, creating the thumb. Hello, hello everybody, welcome in. We're making a mitten here, just like this. Okay, we're going to chain 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, working in the back loop down the chain. I'm going to turn this so you can see it good. Okay. Working in the back loop down the chain, slip stitch in the second chain from the hook and next stitch. Okay, so we're going to hold it this way. So back loop are these here. And second chain from the hook. So the one coming out of this chain, that yarn, we don't do anything with that. This will be our second one here. Okay. We're going to slip stitch into that second one. Slip through the first, slip through the second, and then we're going to repeat that into the next one right here. And then half double crochet in the next 8 chain stitches. Half double crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 'see how I did that? Slip stitch the 2 up there, half double crochet into the next 8 stitches, and in the next 6 stitches. When the chain reconnects to the mitten row in the back loop only here. So we're going to do 6 more half double crochets. Oh, hi, I am doing a mitten. I'm doing the other mitten, just like this one, going off a pattern. So we're doing 6 more of those into the back loop only. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. This is how much I have left. Can't remember if I bought another skein or not. Okay, so we're back at the mitten, going down the cuff here. Let's see what else we get. 6 double crochet, half double crochets, and then slip stitch into the remaining 15. So we're going to slip stitch down here. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And then chain 1 and turn your work. This is now the pattern forming the thumb and increasing the base cuff of the mitten. Alright, so this next row, we single crochet 15 stitches. Second chain from the hook. This is the first chain, this is the second. So we're going to do single crochets. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And then we're going to do half double crochets into the next 14 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, okay, slip stitch in the last 2 stitches here. It's kind of hard to see, but you kind of have to turn it toward you to see those last chains, or last stitches, I guess. So back loop only. Oops, there we go. You're gonna slip stitch. Okay, and then chain 1 and turn your work. Okay, we're going to slip stitch into the first 2, starting with the second chain from the hook. Again, you don't go into this first one where the yarn's coming out. You go into the next one right here, and you're going to slip stitch through both of those loops, and then again repeat that. Slip stitch through both of those loops. Okay, and you're going to do half double crochets back down the thumb for 14 stitches. 1, 2, 2, sorry for counting, but it keeps me straight. 3, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, so we did half double crochets and 14 stitches, and then we're going to do slip stitches into the last 15. This is the cuff end. 1, 2, 3, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Kind of hides underneath that little bump there. 15. Okay. And then it says to repeat the rows, those 2 rows alternating, 2 or 4 more times until you have 28 rows. And then you slip knot and leave a tail 2 to 3 times the length of your mitten to sew it up. So we're going to see how many rows we got here. I'm going to chain 1 before I forget. Okay. 2, 4. So we have about 24 with a thumb. Let's see. Make sure. Okay. Just a few more rows to go. So we're going to go back up toward the mitten, doing single crochets. 15 of them. me count those just to make sure. 15. And then we do half double crochets into the next 14 stitches. 2, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 13. Slip stitch into the next, or the last 2 stitches. Little rascals under there, under that knot. There it is. And then you chain 1, turn your work. Slip stitch into the first 2. And then half double crochets for 14. 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11, 12, 13, 14. Then you slip stitch in the last 15 of the cuff end. 1, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 14, and you're 15. Chain 1. Let's see here. 26. Okay. Almost there. Okay, we're going back up. Back up with 15 single crochets. I think we have two more rows and that's it. Yeah. Okay, we go up and back down, and then we can sew it together. Okay, we're doing single crochets. Four, 6, 7, 5. I have got low battery on my phone, you guys. I thought my phone was plugged in. I hope I don't lose you. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. Oops, what am I doing? Doing singles, aren't I? Okay, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I need 15, 12, 13, 14, 15, and then half double crochets in the next 14 stitches. Half double, 14, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Oops. Got a little bit of yarn left. Come on. Now it tangles. Sorry, you guys. Hang with me. Let's try that. Tighten that stitch just a little. Okay. Slip stitch the last two. Chain, turn your work. Going down the last row before we sew it up. Okay, slip stitch the first two. Half double, 14. One, two. Seven, 14, 14. Slip stitch 15. 3, 4, 14, 15. So 28 rows, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28. 28 rows. And now we can slip knot and leave a tail 2 to 3 times the length of the mitten to sew it up. We just barely made it. Just a little bit left for 2 mittens. The only difficult part in sewing this up is getting the thumb, getting around the thumb, enough stitches to make sure there's no hole there. And then matching it up is, you just have to be careful that you're matching it up where it should be. That's the only tricky part. But other than that, that's really it. And then I use I'll show you the needle I use. See if I have it. Kind of a blunt tip there, and then you thread your yarn through the eye, and that works pretty well. I'll show you, I have another one that has a bigger, seems like a bigger one that I got out of the amigurumi little box. Okay, I'm older, so please don't make fun of me. But I have to do this to thread the yarn. I can't really see, especially being tired, so I'm gonna do it this way. It works pretty well. This is how I have to thread, use thread a needle. This is what I have to use now. When in my younger days, I didn't need any of this to thread a needle. You guys older, ladies older, men older, you understand what I mean. Yeah, we need this little gadget here. So nice. Okay. So using the stitch marker you placed in the body of the mitten previously, while leaving it in place, loop it through the inside and outside edge of the thumb. Then in the 10th stitch down from the top of the thumb on both sides. So the 10th stitch. Two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 through here. Oh, I think my husband is home. Gosh, I didn't even realize what time it was, you guys. Can you hold for me? Let me unlock the door so he can get in, and then I'll come right back and finish sewing this up together. I'll be right back. Thank you guys for understanding. Let me finish sewing this up. And it's just sometimes hard to match it up. Let's see here. Oops. This is the tricky part, this little the crook of the thumb. Now you just try to get this as best you can. There's a little hole that sometimes develops if you don't get it through just right, but that's okay. You can go back through and sew more if you need to. It doesn't bother, doesn't hurt anything. And sorry, I keep bumping the phone. It's so close. I got it. If you could see my setup, you'd probably laugh. My phone holder broke, so it's hanging because it's broken one spot, so it doesn't stay up where I put it. I'll come back later and do the thumb as she recommends. See if I can. So you can see it real good. That's the tricky part, trying to show you and hold it just so to get it to match up. Maybe I'll hold it this way. I think my yarn's more than 3 times the length of my mitten. And if you're off by one, say it's kind of down maybe this way, just stretch it up. Unless it's way off where you need to undo it, But just do the best you can at matching it up. Can't go wrong. I mean, you can do kind of 2 stitches in one if you need to reinforce it. Yeah, I got way too much yarn here. This is what happens. Oh, I'm so sorry. This is what happens when you're doing this at midnight. You get tired and rascal gets tangled so easy. Now I'm doing it from the back, which normally you don't do that from the back. Usually I go front and around, but I turned that mitten the other way. I'll try to do another one on live, and make sure it's early in the day. And you can do it this way, it's okay. As long as you match them up. I'm going to go through that again to sort of reinforce that. and then I'll get to the thumb in a minute. Oh, can you guys see? Sorry if I was out of view there. I'm going to leave this attached and then just go through the ridges. And then you're going to cinch this closed. And then this extra yarn that was already there to start the whole project, just use it to cinch that. Oh, my camera's moving, I think, or I'm moving. Use it to tie that off. I'm going to cut that yarn and I'll tuck that in later, but I'll just cut it right there, and then I'll use the remainder yarn to get the thumb sewed up. Here, maybe that'll help. There we go. Now you start in the crook of the thumb there, and I just do a few to try to close that gap there. A few little stitches. Now I obviously got too much yarn on this. Maybe let me trim this off because I don't need that much. It's even too much. I'm just gonna tie this off right here. Do a couple little knots in the crook of the thumb. And then you do the same thing. You just match up the stitches together as you're sewing one side to the other side. And I'm going to reinforce this gap here again. Just because I've noticed that's where I need to come back and reinforce it later. So I'm going to try to get it now. I'm going to have to go through that same stitch there. I'm tucking that tail in. If you could tell there. Okay, now I'm at the top and got the hole there at the top of your thumb. You're gonna just do the same thing and cinch it together, going through the top of the ridges. I'm gonna go down through sort of lengthwise. And I'm gonna cross the ridge and go across. There's no real wrong way to do it, as long as you're stitching it up nice and then you can do a slip knot here to seal it off. And then I'll come back later and tuck those tails in, but just to show you what it looks like right now. That way you have an idea. This is the inside. So you want to flip it, and then you can check your work, and then if you need to go back, flip it back on the inside and add more stitches if need be. But that's it, and you can put it on either hand and just look at it and make sure everything looks okay. Looks good. There's no gaps or holes, and then you can wear it on either hand like that. So then this is the one I did before, and then the one I did tonight with you guys. So that's what they look like. And you can wear them cuffed or you can wear them straight, either way. So hope that was helpful. There's people asking me, Peggy was asking, and others were asking me to give them the pattern. So I have pictures in here if you guys had screenshotted it or go back and watch the video. It's in there. And then Jen S is the one that created the pattern, so she's a great resource. She's on the other platform, but she's wonderful at teaching. If you have any questions or comments, you guys, just send them my way. I'll try to help answer whatever you're wondering. And I hope you enjoyed the live, and I apologize for any bumping of the camera and all the little things. You never know what's going to happen in a live. But thanks for hanging out with me until this time of night. I know I've got my sleepy voice on and about ready for bed, so I'll be up bright and early Saturday morning. And if you're in a place where it's going to get snow or ice, please be safe. And I hope to see you in another live. So thank you guys for being here with me and spending the evening with me. So I shall see you all again real soon. Talk to you later. Bye-bye, everybody. Good night.